Hello everyone and welcome to round number 3 of Alpha Racing League Season 4 here in Tier 3. Obviously, we are here in the Suzuka circuit in Japan, and as you can also see, it is raining. Now, I think this is the first time we've had a wet quali and wet race, because it is also going to be wet for the race. This is going to be an interesting showing, and it's going to be interesting to see how these 2-3 boys cope with these unique conditions. I am XPolygod 26X. I am actually alone for this race, unfortunately, so yeah, it's just going to be me. You're just going to be listening to my annoying voice for the next hour and a half, but this is going to be an absolute interesting race. Gonna shake up the grid entirely. Gonna see if some people who are good in the wet but not so good in the dry, they're gonna shine today. So really looking forward to this. So the current standings for Tier 3, right now at least, Callum is ahead of Alistair Rundle. Both are racing today by 1 point. Alistair Rundle took a dominant victory last week in China. It was an absolutely stupendous drive, won by about 15 seconds, and looked in control the entire way. The race itself had a lot, at the front was a very boring race, but in the midfield there was a load of battles going on. There's a huge train between, I believe, the second and like 10th or something. It was a huge train, anyways. It was a solid race overall, and it was one of the cleaner races as well, which is what we want to see from Tier 3. Now we have raced in Japan last season as well, and do I even want to talk about this race? I think this might go down in history as one of the dirtiest races in ARL history. But and it was in the dry as well. But that was when we had different drivers. There's new drivers coming in, and most of the guys who were causing the incidents are now down to Tier 4. So hopefully, these boys now in Season 4 compared to the Season 3 guys will put up a better showing than what happened last season. So look forward to that. Now, as Ty's currently has the fastest lap with a 1:38.7. I'm gonna put up the details and all that finish, like all that. Yep. Track map. But yeah, gonna be an interesting qualifying session and race. Honestly, it's cool. Kyogre actually goes quickest with Rafa Lucas, not 2/10 behind that. I'm gonna see if the stream is working fine. I believe it is. Yeah, it is. Alright, let me know if there's any issues. I have my phone next to me so I can look at the chat just in case there's any issues. So I'm gonna do the same matters. Raptor is actually around running people through the exit of the tricky turn 1 and turn 2, but everyone's just going past it, so you just can't get it going. Hopefully you didn't impede anyone's laps there, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting, like I said, to see how these guys cope with the wet conditions, especially at a track like Japan, where if this was in the dry, this is definitely a wheel-dominant track, but now with the wet, it definitely evens things out for these guys. Especially it's gonna help people who are good in the wet, who are also on pad. So currently, Cool Tiger on provisional pole. Few people get set laps. Yeah, I guess heading into this race, some people were not prepared for this. They were just expecting a dry race probably, but this is dynamic weather. I mean, you can't. You need to expect the unexpected, and it's going to be all about the people who have prepared like that tiny bit in the wet. Those are the guys who are going to be at an advantage today. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys get on. Like I said, especially the likes of Callum and Rundle, how they handle the wet conditions. Callum, I believe, is currently 7th, and Rundle currently 5th. So Rundle currently, obviously early in the session, but currently the advantage holder in the championship fight. And Kurt, just gonna have a look there. Standings. Another thing that I forgot to mention this. It's gonna be hard not having a co-commentator because I'm gonna forget a lot of stuff today that happened in either previous races or last season. But Utah Elephant got his first podium in ARL. Just popped into my head all of a sudden, but yeah, he took his first ever ARL podium. It took him quite a long time to get it, but he finally pulled it off. Arthur currently 4th in the standing as well. Good showing from Haas so far this season. Arthur famously flipped upside down in last season's race, so hopefully he has a better showing than what happened last season, as he is currently 4th. So things are looking good for him so far. Is it anyone on their outlaps about to start one? No. Not that I know. But let's go on board with GSR Luke, because he looked like one of the favourites of the season. Obviously, things haven't been going amazingly so far for him. He's currently 8th in the standings. People expect him to be a lot higher. He actually invalidates his lap time. Now, let's actually go on board with Cool Kyogre, the current pole setter, and see how he does. As it does dry up. I just realized that now. And people are now opting to go onto softs at the end of the session. This was exactly what happened in China, where it was raining at the start of the session, and then dried up towards the end. And that made an interesting qualifying session. I think it's going to be fully into it for the race, either full or intermediates. All I know is it's raining for most of the event, but yeah, no, I'd say the inters will probably be going a bit quicker now that it's fully dried up. But then it's gonna be it's gonna be dry conditions, and then everyone's gonna be going to the softs. So a complete repeat of last week's race. So it's gonna be interesting to see how these guys get on. Nice, my headset decided to turn off. Is it like died? Oh, no, it's on good battery, so I don't know why it decided to turn off on me. But, probably, yeah, taking the risk going on the softs. Raptor is on an outlap, but he's on the inners, he's really struggling. I think it's now almost time for dry conditions. The DRS should be enabled pretty soon. Not sure yet though. Some people are coming out. I believe that's. Are you okay? No, I think you just set a lap. Pissy. I'm 5 lap old. It is fair play to him being 4th on those on those tires, but there's an Alfa Romeo coming in. I think it's MK, but he's also going on inners. So will it be dry enough for softs again? I think it probably will be, considering there's only 6 minutes left in the session. There should be plenty of time for these guys to get the softs on and, you know, get a good lap in. As Luke, I believe, is the first one to go on softs. No one else taking that risk. It's only Luke at the moment. We're gonna go on board here. The track is still a bit damp. Yeah, he's sliding a little bit, so I don't think it's dry tires yet. So if I was Luke right now, I'd probably pit and then wait until it, like, the end of the session, and then go out on a newer set of softs, because that's pretty much a waste of soft tires and precious track evolution if you're just gonna set a lap on softs like that. But still, no one else taking that risk on softs is just Luke at the moment. So we're gonna stand by Rapper Luke. He's currently P2. He's on the inners. Taking like a spoon curve very nicely. Now heading through at 130. He actually goes off to the gravel. He probably wants to end his lap. Yeah, he's 2 seconds down. As yeah, a lot of people are now going on to selecting the soft tires, but not actually going out. But still no sign that the DRS has been enabled yet. So still, I'd say it's probably the crossover period at this point, but not, like, probably not yet. As there is a racing point coming, I believe that's Callum going on the softs. Again, like Luke, I think that's a little bit early. As Luke actually goes for a lap. We're gonna see how well he does in these conditions. He's not sliding anything much as his out laps. I'd say the track is probably pretty close to fully dry, but still a little bit of a slide. Let's see how much he's up by. He is. Oh yeah, hasn't done a lap yet. He's invalidated. He's gone off. His DRS has been enabled, so now it is time for dry tires for sure. Now, as now it's gonna be when the best point to come out is when at the very end of the session, because then as Ku Kyoger has gone on the intermediates, very I wouldn't say stupid, but very risky play, because now everyone's going out on softs and he's gonna get absolutely sent to the back of the grid unless people invalidate their laps. He shouldn't have gone on to inners there. That was not a good play at all. Yeah, our TJ boys on the soft, same with Riles, same with Squid Jr. Some people haven't gone out yet, but I'd say people will be going out soon. Alicio, Callum, Arthur's gone out on inners as well. Oh dear, Hissy is on soft. Kai is on soft. It must have been like something like the game telling him to go onto the recommended tire, but then it became dry. So we're gonna have a go on board Callum here. I think he's just trying to be cautious, he's not trying to get a good lap in. But again, like I said, it was a bit early to go out on the softs, but since it's now DRS enabled, will he have enough? Will it be worth it? He's up by a second, so it's definitely dry conditions, but goes onto the curb. I think that kind of really missed it, to be fair. Going through the hairpin, want to not lock the spin the rears, as he kind of does a little bit. It's all about stability in Japan, and this has been a pretty okay lap so far, but I'd say this will be a beatable time for sure. Tries to take that inside apex. Not a bad run through there. Drives the curve, which is what you want to do. And he is currently through the sector 2 split. 2.3 seconds up. He's definitely going to be provisional pole, obviously, but compared to the guys that are not starting their laps, as Cool Kyger has retired from the session. As yeah, Callum goes quickest with a 1. Riles and Hissy collide. What on earth's happened there? As Alicio's gone off because of that, and Alicio's in the wall. And that's his qualifying session over. I'm gonna clip that. Wait, I can't clip it, never mind. Somebody clip down the stream just for a reference. Bulgogi's retired. Not so good from him, down to 15. As Rundle goes quickest, he's 4 times quicker than Callum. So, but is that going to be fastest times? But it's Callum actually going for another lap. As Ratty TJ Boy now goes quickest. Rundle's going for another lap as well, I believe. Each Elephant's retired from the session. He's down in 17th. He hasn't even set a lap yet. He hasn't even set a soft lap. Squid Jr. I believe a 10th down despite his lap being on the inners, I believe. As there's like a full yellow flag. So he's the next cluster line, and he goes 12th. Next cross line is Arthur on the inners, and he just bins it into the wall. Next up is the Williams of Ties. Yes, it is Ties. He's also going to finish his lap. He goes quickest, but that's probably going to be beaten because the next car is, I believe, the AlphaTauri of Rapid Extreme. Thankfully, Ghost is through. Rapid Extreme does beat that time. Is there anyone else on a lap? I don't think so. Rob Lucas goes second. Red Bull of Riles goes into the pits. And there's the Renault Raptor going across the line. He's gonna go 4th. Then Black Raw. No, it's Communist who goes 2nd. Rundle goes quicker. And Callum failed to improve in his time, so it's going to be LSJ Rundle currently on pole position. But can Black Raw have something to say about it? He goes 2nd by a 10th of a second. As then there's the Alfa Romeo of MK, but he's already finished his lap. So he's waiting for Riles to come in, and that is qualifying over. There's going to be LSJ Rundle taking pole position for the Tier 3 Japanese Grand Prix. It looked like Rapid Extremes, but then Black Raw and Rundle put in great laps at the end. Fantastic stuff. So here is your grid for the Japanese Grand Prix. LSJ Rundle taking pole position at Japan, asserting his dominance as he now ties with Callum in the championship with points. Black Robin P2, very impressed from the Mercedes driver. Rapid Extreme in P3. Communist taking a surprising but very good P4. Rapid Lucas in 5th. Ties in 6th. Raptor 7th. TJ Boy 8th. Callum 9th. Kyogre 10th. Hissy, Arthur, Alicia, Squid. Names like Riles, Beans, Utah Elephant, and Luke. As Riles going to be starting at the back because of a 5-place grid penalty. So, absolutely crazy qualifying session. I told you. Right, sorry for the constant headphone disconnecting. I don't know why that's happening. I plugged it in. I think it might be a low battery. I don't know, but it's plugged in right now. So yeah, I'm gonna go through a few favorites for this race. Obviously it's raining. I believe it's light rain throughout. So now we're all lining up into the grid. Yes, it is a one stop in Sinners. I'm gonna go to. Since I'm alone. I'm gonna go to 3 favorites. First favorite is gonna be inside the top 10. It's gonna be Rapid Extreme. The reason why I say Rapid Extreme, he is very, very, very good in the wet. We saw that in Tier 2, in Season 2, where he almost took pole. He was like top in Austria in a wet qualifying session. He's known to be top in the wet. So, all eyes are on him if he wants to get points for AlphaTauri. He almost got a podium in. He almost was in the fight for a podium in China, but balled it, obviously. I think this could be a redemption race for him. I'm gonna pick Hissy. Hissy hasn't had the best of starts of the season, but I feel like he could be a dark horse in this race. He's shown that he can fight near enough the midfield, and I think if he has a clean start, his comments have been disqualified from the same with Rapalukas. Those two have collided. If he has a clean race, then he could be on for pretty solid points. And finally, I'm gonna go with Riles down in last. I know he got a 5-place grid penalty. I'm not sure what's gonna happen with that. But with probably Carnage coming into the first couple of corners, I think there's definitely a chance of Riles to capitalize on that. And I feel like he could fight his way back up to the front. I think Riles has the skills to do it. So those are my 2 favorites, as everyone's now lining up onto the grid for the Japanese Grand Prix. Hopefully we have a clean start, but if I'm being fully honest, it's definitely going to be collision. But let's hope not. I mean, these are a talented group of drivers, but no one was expecting the wet weather today. So, we're lining up onto the grid for the Japanese Grand Prix here in Suzuka. This is, hopefully there's no sudden prosting into turn 1 as we wait for the final few cars to line up onto the grid. I believe it's a Renault of Raptor is the last one to line up. As now we go to 5. Oh wait, we're waiting. We're waiting. And we're waiting. As we go to 5 red lights for the Japanese Grand Prix. GSR Luke has a drive through. It's lights out, away we go. Rundle gets the better start. But Blackdraw's there to challenge into turn 1. Raptor gets a good start. He's up into 5th. Ties gets a good start as well. Rapid Extreme has a poor start. He's down into 7th. As now Arthur has passed Alicio. And Rapid Lucas has passed Cool Kyogre. Pretty clean start to the first lap as Callum gets past his teammate as well. Arthur down to 13th, battling with Squid Jr. Down midfield, similar to Alicio and TJ Boy. Side by side up the hill. You don't really want to be doing that, but they make it work. Brady TJ Boy is up in the 10th and Alicio decides to back out, which was a smart option. So actually, Black Draw takes the lead. I didn't realize that. It's Black Draw to Rumble to Communist to Ties to Raptor to Rapalukas. Rapid Extreme, Callum. As Callum goes down the inside of Rapid Extreme. A very nice move. But Rapid Extreme's there to challenge out of the exit and he's actually regains position. Now, Callum's just side by side heading into the spoon. I believe, yeah, Callum is ahead of Rapid Extreme. Elephant still down in 19th, M&K Boy as well. Riles up 2 positions. Let's have a look at the positions gained. Quick. Rapid Extreme down 5, very poor from him. Ties up 2, Raptor up 2, Callum up 2. Luke up 3, despite although he has a drive-through. So pretty. Oh, sorry, Beans and Issy are going at it. And here comes the glitch. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait till this glitch sorts itself out. But it's currently Black Door on the lead, for the time being. Says Communist is in the lead, but that's obviously not true. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of overtake in this race. It's all about strategy and when people are gonna pit. As we're gonna have to wait until this stupid thing fixes. I can't believe this has a glitch in the game. It's so stupid. But I should have this fixed by now. But Black Draw currently in the lead. As Ties now is trying to gain on Communist. Kyogre, Iron Rapid XU, he's trying to challenge him. Yeah, it's not really many battles, which is what we come to expect. Actually, Hissy, no, that's probably just an into a gap glitch. He's nowhere near Beans. But someone who is close to someone is Squid Jr. on Alicio, heading into 130R for the second time this race. He's gonna back out, which is smart, and he's not gonna try anything there. Elephant gets past Blue Goggly through 130R actually. He's up in 16th. It's Black Draw. Rundle sets the fastest lap, so Rundle is the quickest driver at the moment. Now Callum is just behind Rapid because Kyogre is past Rapid Extreme side by side. No, it's Kyogre is ahead of Rapid Extreme. It looked like he was gonna clip the back of him, but yeah, Kyogre up into 8th. It's a 7-8 for a racing point. They need those vital points in the championship as Calum's teammate isn't here today. So yeah, it's a bit of a gap for the lead. Is Commies makes a mistake, and Rapalookas is past Raptor. Raptor must have made a mistake as well. As now Callum's down the inside of Raptor, heading into the hairpin. As now Raptor stays ahead, he gets a better traction out of the corner. As now Raptor's now trying to challenge Rapalookas for P5 into the spoon curb. He backs out though, thinks better of it, but Callum is gonna go down the inside. As there's contact, and Callum almost loses it, and it's a barrier. But he loses a position from that. Raptor should have left more space there, in my opinion, but the move was a bit aggressive. So both as Raptor goes off and lets Callum through, I believe. I think he knew that was unfair. Good sportsmanship, I guess. But now Rapid Extreme, as Raptor's slow off the final corner. He's down into 11. What's he doing? I don't know. The Rapid Extreme now, they're the challenge for TJ, but you don't want to go for a move at the turn one. He thinks better of it, thankfully. So yeah, there's not really a battle for the front. The gap is 6/10 between Black Draw and Rundle, but not really any chance for a move as Arthur is closing in on that Rapid Extreme. Heading up the hill. He's getting better exits, but he's using a lot of his overtakes. While Rapid Extreme isn't using that much. You don't want to use your ERSs. Actually, Rundle is keeping Black Draw honest now, as the gap is about 4/10 between those two. As now Squid Jr.'s past Raptor, as there's a yellow flag. I believe that's Beans going slowly. He's made a huge mistake and he's lost a couple of positions out of the exits to start sector 2, but at the front there's not really much battling going on there. But Rundle now is trying to gain on Black Draw, but can't really seem to find the opportunity to go for a move. He's keeping up with him, but he can't seem to get close enough to him. The dirty air is very, very bad, especially in the wet. Thing is, here comes Alicio on Raptor. He's gonna go around the outside into the little chicane. I don't even know what the corner name is called. He goes over the curb, but gets a penalty for that. So 3 seconds add on to his time at the end of the race. But I just need to do something quickly to someone. Give me a sec. Alright, I'm back. So Blue Doggy, he's passed Beans F1. His Beans has actually gone off out of turn 2 and not turn 2, turn 5, I believe that is. Now Alicio is still trying to gain on Raptor. Raptor's really slow at the moment. He went from 5th to 12th. I don't know what's happened to him at all. But actually now, Arthur's around. Arthur, one of the people up there in the championship, is now down to 16th place. He spun going up. He just went around going up the hairpin. As now Ties is now trying to gain on Communist. Black Draw's gained a good gap to Rundle now. It's 1.2 seconds. Obviously DRS doesn't play a factor at all in this race because it is raining, but being in a second gap is very vital no matter what situation you're in, even in the wet. Utah Elephant, there's a bit of a train between Raptor, Alicio, Issy, and Utah Elephant, these guys, and also M&K Boy, and even Arthur. So these guys need to get past Raptor soon because Raptor is definitely going extremely slow. As Raptor Extreme is just behind TJ Boy, as there's a yellow flag. Beans has retired from the session. Has he binned it? Not sure what happened with him. He retired on track, but I don't think it'll be enough for a safety car. As our first retirement of the race. So it's no points for him. M&K Boy gets past Utah Elephant. Nearly going up the hill. Looked like a nice move. But here comes Hissy on Alicio around the outside. He finds the gap as Alicio hits the wall. He's hit the wall after letting Hissy through, and now he, I believe, with front wing damage. Yes, he does. Now Arthur, he's looking for a move on Utah Elephant. I think he is. As now they're side by side, but no. There's not really a move on there. But Rabbit Extreme still closing that gap on TJ Boy. Still 5/10s for sure. Still there's like a 10 there to 5/10s. Now, it could be a battle between the two Hasses. But as Arthur actually runs wide, as Alicia is now passed by Blue Doggy, Beans has left the session. As Raptor's gone off again, he's lost the position to Hissy. He's struggling a lot right now. That's still a second between Black and Rundle. And again, Rapid Extreme and TJ Boy. As Ties is now closing in, he's getting ever so closer to Communist, but his ERS is much lower than the McLaren of Communist. But he is definitely closing in a little bit every lap. But it's all about finding a way past him then in the next couple of laps. He gets a better exit actually. Could he make a move heading into the hairpin? He has overtaken Gage. Is he going to try and go for a risky move? He doesn't. He thinks better of it. He almost goes into the back of him. By the looks of it. M&K Boy closing in with Utah Elephant as well. And Utah Elephant lets Arthur through. So a bit of team orders going on a Haas, which is fair to see because it looked like Arthur was going a lot quicker than Utah Elephant for sure. Like I said, there's not really much happening. So once the pit window opens, it's gonna be once those people in the train pit, it's going to be all about who pits first and who gets the biggest advantage out of it. I think the inters have like the same tire length as mediums, so I'd say, yeah, people are just gonna go like 14 laps, 14. So I won't be surprised if people do that. But as Arthur, I think, hits the back of MK, but he doesn't go around, but he hits the back of him twice. He needs to get past MK Boy. He's definitely a lot faster. There's TJ Boy and Rocket extremely going at it, but TJ Boy is still ahead. Raptor is... as Arthur's around! Arthur has spun around again! Hey, that's his front wing gone. It's another woeful race from Arthur here at Japan. As now MK Boy's trying to get on Raptor for P12. And also Ty's trying to gain on Communist, as Rap Lucas is now involved in this fight. So there's a big battle going on for P3. Rundle's now closing in on Black Draw as well. There's a lot happening in this race. Nice. Kyogre now is also getting involved with this fight for the podium. As now Ty's is getting ever so closer. Is he going to try and go for a move into 130 as the ERS difference is massive? So Communist is going to use some of that, and yeah, he's going to stay ahead for sure. But not really much battling again, but the gaps are getting ever so closer between the podium runners. Communist is nowhere near Rundle, but Rundle is getting ever so closer, but the ERS difference is in Blackdraw's favor, so Blackdraw is still doing a great job holding off Rundle. Callum currently down P7, but I think he could take advantage of this little train between Communist and Kyogre and get into that train himself and try and make up some positions from that. Rapid Extreme still behind DJ Boy. As actually now MK Boy and Raptor going side by side. Raptor goes a bit wide. MK Boy gets the job done. Heading into turn 1 as Luke is past Blue Goggy, I believe. Yep, for P16. Kyogre now. Still on that little trend. Callum isn't actually gaining on that train that much. He's making a few mistakes. He's using a lot of his ERS as well. I don't think you should be doing that, honestly. You need to be saving it up, especially when you're getting behind the train. As both Communist and Ties make a mistake. And now Rap Lucas could try and go for a move and Spoon. No, he's gonna think better of it. And that gap is still within a second between Rundle and Black Draw. Yeah, still not much battling. Is TJ Boy's not getting on Callum. Callum also made a huge mistake. He's now 4.2 seconds off of the train. Now TJ Boy's getting gonna get a taste of the action. As Raptor has gone around. There was a yellow flag, and I think that was for him. But now he's gonna be under pressure from Luke, who had to serve that drive-through. Remember. So Raptor in a very poor position. He's now going to be under pressure from Luke. He's going to go around the outside heading into turn 1. Is Raptor going to fight this? Not really. Actually, no, he does. He's going into the curve. It's the battle of the Irishman. As Raptor's... oh, Luke puts the Raptor around. But, I don't know. I can't really say it was at fault there. I'd say that was a racing incident, but we'll have a look after the race. I'd say Raptor will put a ticket for that, but this train still really nothing separates this train. Again, 5-10 separate each driver at the very most. Now Ty's still gaining on Communist, but he's still using all that ERS. He needs to save it up, but he decides not to. He wants to use it all, trying to find that gap. But as he's yellow flag again, I think it's Raptor again. I think that's what we can safely say that's his race over, unless it's a safety car. But there hasn't actually been any yet, which is a bit of a surprise. But I think that might be a bit of a blessing in disguise if one doesn't come out, because safety car restarts in Japan and 2 or 3 have been a mess. So yeah, as now here comes Rapid Extreme on Rowdy TJ Boy down the inside into turn 1. Is he gonna get the move done? TJ Boy defends and he couldn't really find the gap, but yeah, TJ Boy's still ahead. Kyogre trying to get past Rob Lucas, he can't really find the gap there. There's not really anyone battling. Raptor's in the pits. Is he gonna retire? I think not yet. I mean, he's repairing his front wing. Is he? No, he's not. Alicio's gone through for P17. Now, when will it be time for these guys to come to the inners? I'd say lap 15, like I said earlier. I'm not sure if these guys are gonna pass each other, so they're gonna have to use strategy. I think strategy is gonna be the main vocal point of this race, which some people may say it's boring, but like, makes an interesting spectacle near the end of the race. As now here comes Kyogre on Rapalookas round the outside. This is for P5 and 10 points in the championship as Alicio is out of the session. He's crashed out in sector 2, but can't focus on that. As now Kyogre on Rapalookas heading into turn 1. You're gonna go side by side. There's an audio flag, I believe that's Arthur. Side by side, but Kyogre can't find a way through. Now Raptor and I think Raptor and Darther were going at it. Fair enough, I guess, but Rundle now, still within that gap. Ties still within 3/10 of Communist. Communist in the corners is not really that great, but on the straights, because of his higher ERS, it's taking advantage. But Ty's gonna go for a move down the inside into the hairpin. No, not yet. Can't really do that yet. Especially the gap between Kyogre and Callum is 3 seconds still. Then there's another train between Callum, TJ Boy, Rapid Extreme, Squid. As he's joining the train, say what I meant, K Boy, and as you tell off, and then Riles near each other there. So a lot of trains. A lot of slipstream trains because, again, like I said many times, there's no DRS in the way. So, a lot of overtaking. So, yeah, pretty boring race so far, if I do say so myself. But Rundle is still gaining on a black draw. There could be a pit stop, undercut battle, whatever. As the pit window is now open for the intermediate guys. I was wrong saying it was lap 15, it was actually lap 13. As the Callum pits, same at Rapid Extreme, they're trying to pull off an undercut, which will probably work. They're gonna have to take the tires 14 laps, which I mean they should be able to easily. It's an easy one stop, but they have to deal with any traffic. I believe Blue Goggy will be a bit of traffic they'll have to watch out for on their outlaps. But yeah, there's not really going on. I'm gonna do a quick warning check because, you know, those could be important. Value, I think that's 2 warnings for Black Draw, or 1. Nothing for Rundle. Communist is nothing. Ties is nothing. Robert Lucas is a warning. Kyogre is a warning. TJ, nothing. Yeah. Not many people have warnings, which, I mean, you can't really get many warnings in Japan, especially in the wet when you have to be so careful. People don't really focus on pushing the limits. It's all about staying on the track, obviously. But back part third. No, it's just this guy's car. Now Rapalukis is getting on ties. He's getting on communists. So there's again a battle for his black draw undercuts. Tries to go for the undercut and Rundle. Communist has to pit it. Communist pits as well. Rapalukis stays out. So it's gonna be interesting to see where these guys come out. Now where does Callum come out? Does he come out near Kyogre? That is a very good question. This Bulgogi does come into the pits finally. Kyogre's out now, and I don't think he gained that much. If I'm being honest. In fact, he probably lost a bit of time. He gained a little bit, but not too much. TJ Boy, I think I'll pass by him and K Boy. And Luke is Luke's? No, it says he's 2/10 off him, but that's not true. But he's under pressure from the charging black draw now. This might help Rundle if Luke holds him up, because the height rate difference is going to be mad between these guys. Communist is 4 seconds behind Black Draw, but now Black Draw needs to get past Luke here if he wants to have a chance of winning this race. Because if Rundle pulls off this overcut, he could be definitely in the driver's seat. I think he's going to pit this lap. Yes, he is. He's going to be on the fresher tires, but will he have the speed on that lap, on his outlap, to have that okay gap to Rundle? I think he might. He's out of the pits now. Actually, has he jumped Black Draw in the pits? I think he has. He has jumped Black Draw in the pits. No, actually no, Black Draw comes back at it. Actually no, Black Draw is just ahead of Rundle. So Luke has really tampered his race a little bit. Holding him up there is his yellow flag. I believe it's Raptor once again. The hairpin. Is now Black Draw is going to be pressured by Rundle. Massively pressures Roz is past TJ Boy. TJ Boy is losing a lot of position. I think he's left the session. He's lighted out. I have to invite him back. Raptor's out of session. There's a safety car. While I was inviting back Rowdy TJ Boy, a safety car has been deployed, and that has completely changed the race, as Squid Jr. is in a good position. Same with Hissy, who still haven't pitted. How much time will they gain from those pit stops? That is gonna be huge. Squid Jr. pits, Hissy pits. Now this is gonna shake up the race. I think Black Draw's definitely gonna jump these two. They're gonna be in a higher position than what they would probably be without the safety car, and they're gonna be on fresh rubber. So Squid and Hissy are in a really, really good position now. Where do they come out? Callum in P7. So P and P9 respectively. That's actually no Rapid Extreme. So it's P8 and P10 respectively for those two. That's completely changed the race. Completely. the likes of Ties, Communist, Kyogre, Rob Lucas, maybe even Callum are in position for a good result. Now with Squid Jr. and Hissy and MMK Boy put it as well. I forgot to mention that. Same with Luke and Rowdy. But them being on Fresh Rubber, they're gonna be. I don't think the grip difference is that much, but still, this is gonna be interesting to see how those guys are gonna try and overtake Callum. The likes of Callum, Kyogre. Are they gonna go for moves that are just gonna be careful? Actually, Arthur is in the way of these guys. Is he gonna pit and retire? Yeah, I think he's gonna pit and retire. As he's actually in the wall, yep, he's completely binned it. That's his race over for sure. Yeah. That was smart to retire. That would have impeded people's races if he didn't pit. Yeah, Arthur's off the session. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm gonna get into the chat, see if anyone's speaking. I should probably put the chat up for is there a way to put up the chat for whatever? But for like the actual Xbox, I don't know. But yeah. Rundle on those fresher tires as well. Will he try and go for him from Black Draw? I mean, he has every right to. He wants this win. He wants to extend his championship lead. But now with the safety car, Callum could have a chance of cutting through the field and maybe stealing some points to make it closer than it would usually be to Rundle. I believe the safety car will be coming this time as everyone has been bunched up. So, just hoping now that everyone is clean, everyone is respectful off the restart, because we don't want a repeat of last season where about 10 cars crashed in about 5 laps. And yep, the safety car is coming in this lap. 10 laps to go in this Japanese Grand Prix. How will the drivers cope in the late race wet conditions? It's going to be hopefully an interesting end to the race. Black Draw leading the pack. He's going at a reasonably okay pace. The safety car is in. As he's on the power now, he gets a pretty good exit as Callum now is challenging to challenge Kyogre. I believe Kami's trying to challenge Ties. The Ties in the wall as he actually gets front wing damage. Callum can't get past Kyogre. Rundle is still closing in on Black Draw. As now Callum and Kyogre are past Ties now. As Ties is really struggling with his broken front wing. He bent it at the exit of the final corner. I don't know how he pulls that off, but now thankfully there was no illegal overtakes. But now Utah Elephant is past Riles. Luke is now trying to challenge Riles for a position. He's gonna try and go for it. No, not yet, but he's gonna have to try and get the better exit. He is on those fresher tires after all, but Gonna go to overtake and try and send it. He's not gonna try yet. But our Lucas, I think, hits the back of Rapid Extreme. He's struggling a little bit. As now Hissy on those fresh tires. Is he gonna try and go for a move? Into Spoon? Yes, he is. Down the inside into Spoon, and there's contact as Hissy hits off Robert Lucas, and now both of them are off track. And that's gonna let M&K Boy, as Hissy now picks up a penalty from that, and now Utah Elephants got there to challenge. Hissy kind of rejoins the track a little bit unsafely. Now here comes Utah Elephant, and he needs to get past now into 130R. That move is never gonna work into the Spoon curve. But now here comes Utah Elephant around the outside into the next corner. Lucas past Riles. I think Riles is having issues. But now Utah Elephant through on Hissy. Now here comes Ty. Ty's is still there to challenge. Even with that broken front wing and Communist. Callum is struggling to switch now through on Callum. How big is that wing damage? It's it's probably like a yellow front wing or orange front wing. It's a pretty, not a hefty the front wing, but the understeer's definitely going to kick it, especially up this corner. This is where Kyogre is definitely going to have the grip advantage or the steering advantage. Further back, Callum Squid makes a bit of a mistake, but Callum can't capitalize on that. As Squid's trying to gain on Kyogre, he needs to get past Kyogre and Ties, because especially Ties with that wing damage. I think Squid could be off for a podium if he gets past his Kyogre. Is kind of slow through there. He gets a better exit. Here comes now Squid. Heading into 130R, the ERS difference is in favor of Squid. So, but he can't. He's gonna back out. He's gonna wait until a couple of laps later to go for the move, but it's not really going. There's a bit of a train forming from like 3rd to 10th. Anyone between 3rd and 10th, if aggressive enough, could be in a shot for very good points. Utah Elephant trying to gain on M&K Boy, can't do so. Straight line speed difference is definitely a factor here. PJ Boy's past Luke into turn 1. Got done from him. Kyogre still gaining on Ties. He just can't seem to find a way through. Now M&K Boy is also there to challenge Rapid Extreme. Hanging second 2, but he kinda cuts the corner. That's definitely a warning. Probably gonna pick up a penalty soon enough. He keeps going with that, but no, he's too far back to go for a move. But Kyogre, yep, was a bit of an oversteer. As the gap between Rundle and Black Draw still within 3/10. Top 2 in a different world reminds me of Speedy and F1 driver last season. Yeah, Japan last season in Tier 1, it was pretty much McLaren versus Alfa Romeo between F1 driver and Speedy Midget, and Speedy Midget came out on top. I think F1 driver and him collided. I think it was a racing incident in the end, but Rundle sets the fastest lap of the race actually. As now, is he going to try and go for a move into turn 1? He's not. I think he's a bit too far back to do that. Squid Jr. is gaining on Kyogre and Ties, but he's still not enough to go for the move. You can't really go for a move into turn 1 like I said. Yeah, Ties still with that front wing damage. He's definitely starting to take a toll on him now as he's losing a lot of time to Communist. He's had a great race. Communist is looked like a tier 4 driver at the start of the season, but he's definitely outwitted himself in the wet conditions, and he's done a really good job. Definitely my contender for one of the better drivers today. That's M&K Boy. picks up a 3-second. This TJ boy gets past Rob Lucas into the hairpin. I think Rob Lucas is still there to challenge. He has max ERS compared to and this contact, and Rob Lucas is in the wall, and he's out of the race, and that's a virtual safety car. He just goes through and he just completely. I don't know what happened there. Wow. As yeah, we're very quickly to see. Well, actually up and running again. Not really much going on again, but actually no. M&K Boy's trying to challenge Rap Extreme, but he's too far back. But is he gonna try it? No. Right to the back of him. I think he has like longer than saw because I saw a bit come off of his car. Might be a bit of paint or something, but. Kyogre is gone off, and now here comes Squid Jr. around the outside. He's going to take advantage, and that's him up to P5. Callum's now closing in on him, and that's a huge mistake from Kyogre. That's going to cost him valuable points in the championship. Black Draw picks up a 3-second, and that's going to really help Rundle now. That's Rundle's race win as it stands. That is huge. That is huge for the race win now. You tell from past Hissy. Tier 3 is going to survive the drive to Japan again. Yeah, I mean it hasn't been as bad as last season. We can agree it hasn't been as bad as last season, but again it hasn't been. Again, the save recovery star hasn't been that great. But yeah, all Rundle has to do now is just stay behind Black Draw. As Black Draw does set the fastest lap of the race, but Rundle is consistently still behind him. Yeah, Black Draw is actually choking, and that's gonna be vital for Rundle. Unless he gets the penalties himself. I'm gonna check the warnings, see how many warnings he has. He has absolutely nothing. He's completely flawless this race. As Rob Extreme's past Hissy. There's a massive train still. Righty, TJ Boy's past M&K Boy. I think M&K Boy's wing damage. Yes, he does. Don't know what happened there. What happened to him there? But here comes Hissy, just behind Rap Extreme, gonna back out, which is fair enough. Taking lessons after me, yep. Well, I don't get penalties to bottle wins. I just bottle wins by just, I guess, using up all my ERS or having TSRL Tier 1 pace drivers behind you, but for the whole race. But yeah, Rundle still in that gap. He shouldn't really go for a move here, but he actually might. No, he's not. He's gonna back out. Actually, no. Rundle now. Let's try to go for a little Black Draw, but Black Draw straight line speed is ERS advantage is going to keep him ahead. I didn't notice that. Jeez. As I believe Blue Goggy's gone into, no, it's M&K Boy pitting, fixing his front wing, and he's probably going to come in to retire. There's definitely going to be a lot of tickets open after this one, but compared to Tier 2-3 last season in Japan, I'd say it won't be as bad. This race definitely hasn't been the cleanest, but it's definitely been better than last season. But Hissy around the outside of Rapid Extreme gets the job done. Does Rapid Extreme win now? No, he doesn't. He's just struggling. This point. Yeah, he's struggling. He's gone off. As now, Rondo's past Black Draw. Black Draw's made a huge mistake. And that's given Rondo the advantage. Out of the hairpin. TJ Boy's past Rapid Extreme. Yeah, that's a huge choke. And now Communist is within 3 seconds of Black Draw, which means it's currently a McLaren 1-2. The McLaren in Tier 3 are going to be back to dominance, which is what those guys want to see. But the gap is now back to 3 seconds. It's all about Communist trying to keep that gap below 2 seconds. But with 3 laps to go, will he be able to do it? It's close for sure. Tiger set the fastest lap. Looks like it's actually starting to try out a little, like, stop raining. It was a bit heavy earlier, but I don't think he's going to dry up. McLaren's got 2 Bennett's now. I'd say Communist is nowhere near Bennett's pace, but Rundle's definitely going to be a new Bennett. He's definitely a title contender for sure. Communist though, really impressed with his drive today. He's definitely driven really well. There's a Ferrari around. That's Hissy up the hill. Rapid Extremes pick up 3 seconds. As Luke and Riley TJ Boy going side by side up the hairpin. Luke's gonna still try and get points. No, he's out of the points, but he's trying to get points despite even having a drive through the start. And Squid is trying to gain on ties as well. That's for P4, but Communist still 2.9. I think Blackjaw is trying to use his overtake to try and keep that gap, which he needs to use anything there to keep the gap within 3 seconds. There's now Luke trying to get on TJ Boy, Rapid Extreme trying to get on Callum. Callum has not had the best race, so it's definitely going to be Rundle who's going to inherit the championship lead. Rapid Lucas has left the session. I don't know what happened with him. He just... But as... Oh, Black Draw almost spinning. Doing a Sebastian Vettel and doing a Spinella. Brain has stopped. Yeah, I again, my brain is frozen. Forgot that happened, but it's not gonna have too much of an impact with 2 laps to go. Yeah, Communist is on pad as well. It's actually gone a bit wide. He's gonna lose a bit of time doing that. But yeah, he's on pad. I mean, it is raining, but Communist underrated. I agree. I mean, on his day, he can pull off results like this. A P2 finish, not too shabby at all. But now Luke and TJ Boy side by side. It'll be Rapid Extreme and Callum trying to go at it, but Luke and TJ Boy, Luke is ahead just about, and yeah, Luke is ahead. I think Luke could be getting a P9 with Rapid Extreme's penalty, but we're on the final lap now as Rundle. It looked for certain that Black Rob's going to win the race, but Rundle took advantage of his mistake, and he's had a very, very dominant race, especially at the end, but now the dry line's starting to form. I mean, some people might get caught at the end, so MNK Boy sets his fastest up the race. He's not on the points though, so it's not really gonna affect that much. But now, behind Rapid Extreme, still getting on Callum. Not really much happening there though. Luke's pulling away from TJ Boy. But here comes Rapid. No. Ties now is trying to gain on Communist. Actually, this could... Communist made a mistake. Actually, no, he's lost the gap to... Black Draw's now 3.2. Oh no! If he makes another mistake here, he might actually lose the podium. But, while this all happens, Alistair Rundle, he's going to inherit the championship lead. It's been a great drive from Rundle. He's going to win the Japanese Grand Prix. Black Draw comes on second. He's actually Communist is getting the gap again. And Communist is going to take P2. Ties is going to take P4. Black Draw P3. Squid Junior P5. Kyger P6. Utah Elephant. Solid drive from him from I believe it was P19. Callum 8th, Luke 9th, Lugagi 10th off of penalties, Rapid Extreme 11th, Riles, Pissy, TJ Boy, and MNK Boy. Yikes. A 10 separated Black Draw and Communist. 2 10 separating Ties and Black Draw as well. Wow. Just wow. What an ending. And driver today, Utah Elephant, I mean, from position's point of view, yeah, but you have to give driver of the day to Communist. Come on. That was a great drive. Solid, better race than last season for sure. Let's invite these guys to the party for the interviews. Oh, there we go. Hello, hello, hello.
Let's go, Cole. Sorry. Sorry. Holy shit. Right.
We're live, you know.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine, it's fine. I swore in tier 1 last week, it's fine. But yeah, we're gonna start with the interviews. I'm gonna start with the obvious race winner, Alistair Rundle. You inherit the championship lead with a great drive from you. Took advantage of Black Draw's mistake and also his 3 seconds. How's it feel taking your second win of the season?
It's brilliant. It's made even better because of course Colm's got the 1-2 for the team. I just the 10th. So it's just a brilliant feeling at the moment.
Yeah, you drove fantastically. Cope with the wet, obviously. Were you worried that Black Draw was gonna run away with it before you got that penalty?
No, never. I think I stayed within a second of him the entire race. I shouldn't have given him the position into turn 1. I ran wide. But I was never scared he was going to run away with it.
Yeah, you've inherited the championship lead, obviously, with Callum not having the best of races. Heading into, I believe, Singapore next week. How are you feeling heading into that one as a championship leader?
Oh, well, when you're leading the championship, everyone's kind of coming before you. So there's going to be a lot more pressure. But at the same time, it's just another race, and I'll be going up to win.
Yeah, congratulations on the race win. Miss co-commentator, do you have a... Oh, wait, I'm the only one doing it today. Sorry, of course I have it. I'm going to move on to P2. Communist.
Hello.
What a drive. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, man.
You stay out of trouble for the majority of the race. you had a good qualifying. You took advantage of Ty's having the wing damage, and you took advantage of Blackdraw having the penalty. Isn't this your first podium as well?
My first
in ARL?
ever podium.
Yeah.
Yeah, my highest finish before was 4th, I think.
Yeah. How does that feel? That's such a great
I
drive.
mean, it's amazing, but I'm just more like happy that the team got really good points today. So that's the main thing. But personally, like, I'm really happy that I managed to fucking. Oh,
No, it's fine. It's
I
fine.
managed to,
Swearing
managed
is
to
fine.
stay out of like penalties and stuff, because I think that's an underlying feeling, because last season every race I'd get a 3 second, 6 second, maybe even 9 second, and I don't think I've got a single penalty this season yet. I had 2 warnings at China, but that was it. I don't think I've got any other warnings and no other penalties. So it was one of those cases when I saw Blackdraw got I think he got damaged and he got a 3 second. I was told to kind of push. I thought I nearly bottled it at the end though, because I was 2.5 seconds behind, and like last 3 corners it went down to 2.9, which I'm guessing it must have like cut like the final like straight into the finish line, which you do on like time trials and stuff. So yeah, let's just say my heart wasn't coping well.
Well, you came out of it happy in the end. I mean, you got PT, you took the 1-2 from McLaren.
I mean, I had a great start as well. I was 4th, and then I think I got, because my reaction times goated, I might say so myself. I managed to get ahead of tyres on like the first corner, and I kept him at bay for most of it. He did get me on lap 13, I think, but then he got the wing damage obviously, so that didn't help him.
Yep. Heading into Singapore then next week. Thoughts on the track, and do you think you can carry that momentum into that race?
I mean, I'm not gonna sit on this type of P2. I want to carry on. Obviously, it's the goal for me is to get top 10s every week, because I know I haven't got the best pace in the league, but I've seemed to have improved from last season. I mean, Singapore is a tough track. I assume there will be lots of incidents, and hopefully I can take advantage of that again. So.
Yeah. Congratulations on P2. I'm gonna. I know we never say we never do a driver of the day, but if there was a driver of the day, you'd definitely be mine. I'd say everyone would agree on that. Moving on to P3, Blackdraw. It's still a podium. It's still a podium, but man, you were on the you were definitely in P. You were P1 for the majority of the race, and then you made a huge mistake, and then got that and had that penalty as well. How good did you feel knowing that you could have won that race?
Disappointed. Rundle pitted 1 lap after me, so I thought I had the undercut, but Luke got in the way, kind of, and I had to give him the right away. Didn't want to wreck him. And that 3 second, I was just pushing with constant pressure of Rundle. I just had to be on my A game the entire race, every single corner, every single lap, and he just got the best of me. And then no grip at the last 3 laps. I just could not get on the throttle at all, and then just messed up. I almost had confidence there, and I saw those 3 seconds that I had no grip and I couldn't turn. I just kept turning too much.
Yeah, I mean, despite your misfortunes, it's still a podium. Are you still happy with the podium, or are you annoyed that it could have been much more?
Well, I wanted first after leading the entire race almost, and the podium's great for the team. Squid got 6, so great points saved for us. We haven't had the best season with the luck, but hopefully we can turn it around here and keep it going.
Yeah, heading into Singapore then, do you think you can push yourself even further for that race win that you're looking for?
Well, Singapore, never one of my best tracks, but I'm going to give it my all and try to win. But I think a podium can be done next week, as long as I just don't get 3 seconds as I do every single race.
Well, congratulations on P3. Still you did very well.
Like, can I just say, it was an absolute pleasure racing you, like, the entire race. And you said I kept you on your A game, but you kept me on mine. So yeah, just want to say it was a really good race.
Good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Great to see. Back to season, at least it's not season 2 where people are at each other's throats. Plato Kangota can confirm that. But yeah, it's been a pretty average race. I mean, it was a lot better than last season. Last season was a massive a massive mess, but a lot of decent, okay battles. There was a bit of dirty driving, but nothing too awful. So I guess this is where we end off the stream. Tune in for tier 2, quarter past 7 UK, quarter past 2 Eastern. I am xPolygon26x, and I will see you then.